For the 145-pound class on the far mat, it will be a Class B match between Gary Yakesha of Bloomer and Randy Force of the River Valley. Dave Nelson of Sun Prairie and John Wernsberger will be going in a Class A match on mat 2, and in the match we're going to bring you, that's Terry Manning of Ithaca. He has a perfect record of 28-0, and his opponent, Bob Kirch of Barneveld, 24-1. And these two young men are really long-time rivals, Kirby. Manning between the two this year. Last year they tied in a duel and Manning won in the sectionals. And so they are familiar with each other, and it makes a difference because you kind of have a good feel for what your opponent is going to do. They both are wearing similar uniforms. Both are in purple and yellow. We'll try to tell you who is who. You probably will get a glance now and then at Manning, who has the Ithaca lettered across the front of his uniform. Otherwise, they look very much alike.
Well, they have, of course, Manning with the just singlet on and the bare legs. That'll help us a little bit. It'll help the viewers a little. They can also see the leg bands, which with the striped socks aren't quite as easy to see. Manning, of course, 28-0, goes along with the other wrestler that Ithaca had in the championships, Fosterling, earlier. That must have been the certainly the backbone of an outstanding wrestling team down there this year. There was just an absolutely way out in the country start to a single leg takedown, but Manning is in on it. He cannot complete it. I think here's where we're going to find a little bit of, they get to know each other well enough to know what to expect and how to counter the other fellow's work.
That's Manning in on the leg. And again, we have no points awarded. They're both still in the neutral position. Kirch from Barneveld, coached by Tim Kennedy in his first year. And Manning, coached by Gary Gutnack in his 6th year at Ithaca. And Kirch goes by the nickname Reuben, and Manning goes by the nickname Spanky. I know a Spanky.
Here you've got 48 seconds to go with no score. 48 seconds in the first period with no score. Manning is in again on that single, but he doesn't convert it. Kirch simply whizzering and attempting to try if he gets an opportunity to turn Manning, but I don't think there's going to be much there. The official now, Ken Wagner, calls a stalemate, puts them back on their feet.
27 seconds remaining in the first period. Class C, 145 pounds, and we have no score. Terry Manning and Bob Kirch. Manning at the right of your screen. In with the leg now is Kirch, countered beautifully by Manning as we go to 10 seconds remaining in the first period. Neither wrestler able to have an advantage so far in the first period, contrary to the two matches that preceded this one that we showed you, where there were takedowns in the first 10 seconds of each match. No points as the horn sounds and they go off position. Manning finished 4th last year at 132 pounds, so he has moved up 2 weight classes, and he's back again to try to win a championship. 28-0.
Kirch comes out now for an escape, taking a 1-0 lead, drops immediately back into that single leg. And Manning is able to go behind and take advantage, and there he now has a takedown. Looking for a potential way to try and turn Bob Kirch of Barneveld. Kirch turns into him. You still have control, however, by Manning of Ithaca. If we don't get an improvement pretty sudden, the referee will probably call this a stalemate. No, it won't be needed now as Kirch lets go. And Manning now looks around to see if he can't put a cradle on.
55 seconds remaining in the match. Manning leads it by a score of 2-1. As I said earlier, he won their earlier meeting by a score of 7-3.
Manning has been warned now for stalling. And he's now going to try to put a side cradle. I wonder if these matches that are wrestled between these two haven't been just about of a pattern. Kirch is trying to sit in. He's in position now where he could go to could have gone to a double leg situation, but he elected to let it pass. He's standing and turning in. Manning is easily maintaining control, takes him back to the mat now as the second period ticks to a close.
Well, as we head into the third period, Manning leads it by a score of 2-1. There's a good look at the score. Ithaca is in the Ridge and Valley Conference. They are the Bulldogs. And as I mentioned, Kirch from Barneveld in the State Line Conference. They are the Eagles. Both young men aspire to go on to college. Manning would like to get a BS in Phi Ed and go on to teach and coach someday.
Manning came around with a sit switch move, picks up a reversal, takes his lead now out to 4-1.
.125 left in the third period.
Manning trying to put on a half Nelson, attempting to turn Kirch, get his head to go down, see if he can't get those shoulders exposed to the mat.
4-1 the score. Manning leads it. This is a Class C match, 145 pounds. Referee stops it for a potentially dangerous hold. My audio just came back. .109 remains in the third period.
Referee explaining to the wrestlers why he had called a potentially dangerous. Now we find Bob Kirch at Barneveld attempting to turn in, and once again now Manning trying to get that head down. He'd like very much to get it to roll under so he can expose the shoulders. Kirch moves around, comes to a half stand, and he's taken back down. Manning is controlling the one leg. No points, no change of control.
30 seconds remaining in the third and final period. Manning leads it by a score of 4-1. Terry Manning from Ithaca going against Bob Kirch from Barneveld. Referee Ken Wagner watching closely, came close to awarding a stalling point.
Right, with 7 seconds to go now in the match, I don't think we're going to see any change as it ticks down with a 4-1 from Terry Manning. There it is. Terry Manning is the Class C champion.
Well, it was an excellent match. Manning won the earlier meeting between the two, and he won again here tonight where it counted in the state championships in the Class C competition at 145 pounds. Terry Manning the champion, Bob Kirch the runner-up. We'll be getting a look at them in just a little while when they receive their awards with the other two classes. And we'll have the 138-pound awards and the 155-pound match right after these words from our sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. We're all set for the awards in the 145-pound class. The runner-up in the Class C competition, Bob Kirch of Barneveld. And the champion, Terry Manning of Ithaca. That was the match that you saw here on television. On the middle mat in the Class B competition, the runner-up, Gary Acacia of Bloomer. And the champion, Randy Forsyth of River Valley. Randy finishes 25-4. And the Class A runner-up, John Wernsberger of Two Rivers. The winner, Dave Nelson of Sun Prairie, the champion at 145 pounds in the Class A competition. Well, the action has been excellent so far tonight. I really have to admit that I had my doubts about whether